Replacing a string on a heart bowl. If your string is broken, then the first thing to do is take out the tail pin there. And to do this, fold up a piece of paper to protect the rim. Put your snips under the head of the tail pin, and without pinching, just lever it out. Without pinching, just lever it out like that. Then cut off the string here and pull it free. See how the string is wound around the tail pin, locking it in place. Pull that free, save your tail pin, discard your string, and at the other end turn your tuning peg back as many turns as the string was wound around it, so that when you put the new string on, you don't wind the peg in too deeply. Excuse the background noise, my compressor cuts in from time to time. And the first thing to do with the new string is to cut off the ball end. So the next stage is, with a pair of little round-nosed jewellery pliers, you bend the string around itself. Sorry, around the pliers to form a little loop like that. Then you bend the string back across the loop, and that loop holds the tail pin while you put the string back into the hole. Just push the tail pin in with some power to start with, then get the string in through the hole at the other end. Then pulling it out through there, put some tension on that while you tap the other end home. Just a bit. Now measure off your 2 3/4 inches or 70mm for a heart bowl and snip the string at that length. And the rest of it then, that's tightening that way, goes in. So the rest of it goes into, I'll use a pair of pliers so you can see what I'm doing. The rest of it goes in through that hole there and out the other side, and you pull through just enough so that when you bend that over, which you can do with your fingers, you don't need the pliers for that, when you bend that over, it reaches down to the start of the threading on the tuning peg. Then bend it off to one side of it so as you get an extra tight bend on there so it sits flat on the peg. And holding that through, bend the other side back around like that, so that when you put it in, the windings come down over the tail. Once, twice, and get that third winding over the tail end too. Let's see how that is. As you see, yes, on many of these also, getting that third winding really over the tail is not always easy. So When you first get it up to notes, you'll probably find that a lot of slack will be taken up around the tail pin there if you haven't banged it in too hard. It may even be worth loosening that very slightly so that the windings you've created around the tail pin pull back and snug up. So you see how pushing down firmly in the centre of the string tightens the windings around the tail pin. And when that looks tidy, when that's no longer looking loose, then take your little pin hammer and tighten that back. No harm in checking the others while you're at it. There we go. One new string.